Hey friends, welcome back to TriBecca Designs. My name is Rebecca and I love to sew. Thank you for joining me for part 2 of the revelation of Upcycled Blues. So Upcycled Blues is the name that I gave a recent collection that I did for a fashion show that I participated in. Now, it was not my fashion show. I was simply one of the designers featured in the show. So the purpose of this show was to celebrate the graduation of modeling students from a modeling academy here. So most of the models in the show were graduates of a modeling school where they went and learned how to walk and different things on etiquette and how to be in front of a camera for a runway show, things like that. So last week I mentioned to you guys I did not have the footage for the models walking down the runway. I'm still waiting, unfortunately, to receive that footage, but the show must go on. I am going to go ahead and reveal 2 more looks today from that show. Hopefully I'll be able to use a few photos that some of the models were posting on social media from the show. I'll insert those in this video. And a friend of mine did get some things that she was able to capture on her phone during the show. So I'll insert those, but it won't be, again, the footage from the professional videographer yet. Hopefully I'll have that for you guys next week. And I'll be sharing some backstage behind the scene footage that's really a lot of fun as well. Before I get into it, I would like to share a little bit of my design inspiration from you all. As you can see, I'm wearing one of the pieces, which I will reveal in full momentarily, so please bear with me because I think this is really important to share. So growing up as a teenager, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents because I was raised by them, and both of them were very sharp dressers. So I always had an affinity for wearing really nice clothes, and I've always been greedy when it comes to clothes. Now, unfortunately, this is true. I don't know if my grandfather ever really knew this, but he used to have a closet that was in my bedroom, and it had some of his things in them. And he always would leave early in the mornings to go to work before I would go to school. And there were many times that I would wear my grandfather's items of clothing to school. I would hurry up and come home after school, put them back in his closet. So I'm telling you that to say that I always loved men's blazers, and my grandfather had some super dope sharp ones too. So naturally, when I became an adult shopping thrift stores, I would always look at the fancy blazers, okay? So that is one of the items that I have upcycled for this collection. I'm going to give you 2 looks, both featuring blazers, men's blazers that I've upcycled. And the technique that I used, I started out with anyway, to come up with the design is inspired by this book of Boro. I've mentioned this before in my past videos. This book talks about the Japanese technique of adding patches on top of an existing garment to preserve a tattered garment, and also for function, not for fun, for decorative element. So, well, it helps the garment to remain functional. And it was something that was done by poorer people to help preserve their garments longer. And many of you know that I do upcycles, but I don't want to pigeonhole myself only as an upcycler. I do all kinds of couture work that does not involve sustainable materials, just because in the past I have collected so much fabric that I purchased new. So I don't want to give you guys the impression that that's all I do, but currently it is a passion of mine. It is very important. I don't know if anybody really knows what's going on with the fashion industry, something called fast fashion. I don't want to, preach or anything about it, but Um, Essentially, a lot of clothes end up in our landfills, and it's not good for the earth. You know, they say something like, if I remember correctly, the last time I read up on it, it was like over 17 million tons of clothes end up in our landfills. I don't know if that was like a running total, or if that's every so often. I don't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that. But it is a huge problem for the environment. So I think it is important whenever we can to preserve all of these textiles and give them new life. That being said, here are two more pieces from my recent collection, Upcycle Blues. Upcycle Blues. What does it mean? What, you may ask, is the logic behind it? So let's define the word upcycle. Yes! I am so loving this blazer. I didn't wear it with anything. I'm wearing it as a short dress. That's just how I styled it for this video. But of course, you can certainly let your imagination run wild. Because of the different shades and hues of blue, you can wear this blazer with anything that's blue. Slacks, skirts, all kinds of denims, leggings, opaque tights. You could throw on a pair of burgundy opaque tights. I think that would be really cute. Any shade of navy blue. You could throw on white. That white pocket would really pop with white. I mean, you can wear them with sneakers. You can wear them with sandals. You can wear them with heels. I was rocking, with the white boots. I had to remember what I was wearing. But yeah, I think it's a masterpiece. And so I hope you love it just as much as I do. Now for the next. To put it quite simply, it's about producing sustainable fashions from pre-existing garments and fibers. It's rebirth and rejuvenation, sort of like a second chance. And we all need a second chance every now and then. There's something spiritual about it, kind of like God giving us new life, turning us into something new. You must be able to look at a garment or textile and envision it as something entirely different. I got the upcycling blues. Our world is full of articles of clothing that have been discarded, donated to secondhand shops. It's all good, but who's gonna give those items new life? I got the upcycling blues, y'all. As I walk through thrift shops all over the continental U.S., all I see is fabric. I mean, fibers galore. Look closely. Oh! Oh my God. I am so excited, you guys. I am loving these pieces till they bring life. Do you hear me? Oh, let me just bring it down a notch because you know I get excited. But seriously, you guys, that was a masterpiece, a work of art. I love it. So you guys know I have tutorials coming for you on how you can create these looks. So turn your notifications if you're interested in that. If you don't sew, still come back and just take in all that is TriBecca Designs. Both of these blazers will be featured on my Etsy shop. Check the link below in the description. If you are interested in purchasing these items, I got you. But hurry up, okay? Because I'm tempted to wear them, okay? Also, below in the description, I will put the link for this book of Burrow if anyone else wants to check this out. It has all kinds of unique patchwork things and the history behind how the Japanese do this, these different techniques, how they implement them, I should say, in their design work. It also is a really good resource for how to make a traditional kimono, no pattern required. So I will put a link for this in the description box as well. And last but not least, I want to give my subscribers a shout out. Thank you guys for your support, for coming back to view these videos. And for those of you who joined me on my recent sew-along, thank you so much for tuning into that video. I am looking forward to seeing you guys fortune cookie bags. This is the one I made, this crossbody bag. Yes, check the link in the description for that tutorial as well. And what I didn't do on that video that I said I was gonna do, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I made a sun visor, a coordinating, oh my gosh, this thing is breathtaking, sun visor to go along with this fortune cookie bag. So I do have a tutorial that I did last year for how to make this sun visor. Link in the description, honey. Ooh, ooh. These items will be on Etsy. So if you're interested, if you got a resort trip that you coming up, you know, where you're going to be walking on the resort, baby. But anyway, you guys, I hope you're as excited about these designs as I am. Thank you so much for watching and your viewership. If you're new here, welcome. Please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on notifications because I've got so much more to come. This is only the second and third look, that I've shared from the collection. I did a 10 look collection. So there's a lot more coming. Please stay tuned. Peace and blessings.